let's bring in Minnesota Republican Congressman Tom Emmer, the House Majority Whip, as Congress gets ready to kick off hearings on the fraud next week. Congressman, great to have you on the show. The governor of your state, no surprise, is kind of laying this at the feet of the President of the United States. He posted this on X, quoting here, "This is Trump's long game. We have spent years cracking down on fraudsters. It's a serious issue, but this has been his plan all along. He's politicizing the issue to defund programs that help Minnesotans." My favorite part is where he says we've spent years cracking down on this, and yet $9 billion later, here we are.
Yeah, Trace, great to be with you. Happy New Year. Unfortunately, this is not a happy story for my state. Tim Walz is a fraud. Himself. It's not just that he's allowed fraud to happen. He's a fraud. You can't believe a word that comes out of his mouth. He's lied about his military record. He's lied about something as dumb as when he was at Tiananmen Square and he was caught on national TV. His whole thing here is to deflect to someone else. The fact is he has prosecuted no one. We have been sounding the alarm on this fraud now for years, and no one in the Minnesota media, well, I should say almost no one, would even bother to report on it. Our U.S. Attorney's Office estimates the fraud trace could be as high as $9 billion. Yeah. It's not just daycare centers, it's autism centers, it's housing stabilization funds. We've got the largest pandemic fraud case, $250 million in the country. And this has all been under Tim Walz's watch. And to show you just how disingenuous this guy is, 2 weeks ago, he created a new position for someone to investigate fraud because the headline in our worthless local paper was, "Tim Walz is trying to get ahead of the fraud." Well, guess what? It's 7 years too late. It's cost Minnesota taxpayers billions. You put on an HHS person who pointed out this money is being stolen from people that need it, children, disabled, single mothers, and it's being shipped to al-Shabaab terrorists in Somalia. Tim Walz needs to be held accountable. He needs to answer for this, and God bless President Trump for making this a national issue. And Trace, thank you for reporting on it.
And Congressman, you touched on something very important there, because not only are you fighting the governor of your state, you're fighting the Democrats, but you're also fighting the media here. And you have the media. In fact, here's an example of the legacy media who thinks again and again this is not about fraud. This is all about race. Watch this.
What's going on here is very clear. It's a targeting of the Somalis.
Everything seems to be about whether or not the people involved here are Somali.
The white evangelical crowd who purports to uphold these Christian values are celebrating targeting communities because of their ethnicity and cutting off care to children.
And it's not just racist and xenophobic. It's actually dangerous, because what Donald Trump is doing in targeting this community, it's putting American citizens in danger.
Yeah, what they're happening here is they're refusing to run the numbers, Congressman, and they continue to run the ethnicities up and down these flagpoles. It really is one of those things where, you know, they're hoping that you stop talking about this because it's racial.
Well, Trace, first off, it's not that all Somalis are criminals. It just so happens that 90% of the people being charged with these crimes are from the Somali community. There is nothing racist about calling out crime. There is nothing xenophobic about acknowledging who is committing these crimes. And by the way, I got three. They should be sent home. Send them home. If you are an illegal and you have come to this country and you've committed fraud and you're convicted, even if you're not convicted, you should be shipped back to Somalia. And if you are a citizen and you have committed fraud, we're working on adjusting the law right now. You're not going to be allowed to come to this country and take advantage of our charity and our generosity. If you have committed fraud, you should be denaturalized and shipped back to where you came from. And by the way, it isn't just people who've committed fraud. We've got Somali gangs that our local media refuses to report on. There's no American child who should be going to school scared of being attacked by gangs. And again, these are Somali-led. Nobody will report on it. The FBI is investigating it. God bless Donald Trump and his all-star cabinet. He's got 9 agencies that have come down on Minnesota, and they're doing the investigation that him and our Attorney General, that Tim Walz and our Attorney General Keith Ellison have refused to do, not failed, they've refused to do for the last 7 years.
And a lot of the locals have said they welcome the help, and others are pushing back. Congressman Tom Emmer, this is certainly not the last word on this. Thank you for coming on. Happy New Year, sir. We appreciate it.